The bloat avatar looks like that guy either just crapped his pants and realized it, like he trusted a fart and should not have trusted it, and that's how you end up with that face. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We'll see if I can make it through the whole stream. I'll be honest, I don't know how well this is going to go, chat. Sequence that these videos will go up on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, is I'm going to do Monster of the Week afterwards, like I normally do. And if you were watching the streams, instead of just the YouTube videos, link for that in the description, by the way, you would know that I am struggling due to my allergies. Voice is not helping. It's not helping. So, we'll see if my voice will last the whole stream. Steven, what's good? You forgot about Friday and Saturday? I don't know what that means. They're days of the week. They happen roughly once every 7 days. On average, I would say. You may have heard of them before. I don't know what that means. It didn't show up, random toy. I did add the notifications after I saw you say that in chat, Master Dark. So going forward, you should be able to incinerate your channel points with reckless abandon during the countdown, if you so choose. How am I doing today? On my side, I continue to play Library of Ruina and finally beat one of the boss. Congrats. Wasn't an easy one, like, don't fight the game, but bad new. I still have 3 fight left, and they're all hard. Wait, so there's only 5 bosses? I'm confused. What's the yellow mean in the form responses? What? I think you meant he forgot Friday and Saturday stream. Yes, that was quite clearly what they meant, Master Dark, but it's funnier the way I said it. You can pretty much assume. So this came up before we get into the videos, the viewer games. This came up in a discussion with Karst about the stall maps, my stall map video. Oh my god! They're gonna do it! They're gonna hit him with the heebie-jeebies special! I see chat has discovered the new channel point redemption. Look, there are times where I'll admit, like, I'm human. I'll make a mistake. That's amazing. Excited for it to get spammed. People didn't even notice it was there, Luffy. I even did it last night. Like, I redeemed the channel points and nobody used it. I don't get it. So there are times where, like, look, I'm human. I'm going to make a mistake, or I'm going to err in some capacity. I'm going to misspeak, or I'm going to make a misplay or whatever. But you have to generally assume that if I'm doing something or saying something absurd, it's for the lulz. We're doing it for the lulz, and it's for entertainment value. I mean, at this point in the game, I have 4 different fights to do to progress the story, and basically the boss I kill was one of the 4. Ah, okay. Okay, so it's just like the dungeon you're in or the area you're in. You need to continue. Gotcha. That makes a little more sense. Otherwise, I was like, that's a weird game structure. Although, speaking of Karst, I do want to play Unicorn Overlord. I've heard good things. Not just from Karst, but Karst has been, like, singing that game's praises almost to an unhealthy degree. I do want to try that game, but I hesitate to do, like, RPGs on stream because my stream schedule, it's like, I'll play 2-3 hours of it on a variety night, and then I won't play it again. Like, I can't play it offline because then the stream will miss what's happening, and then it's like, where were we last week? And then we just get started again, and then we got to stop, and it's like, I'd have to, like, take multiple weeks off of doing Phobies, which, to be honest, I've considered for certain games to, like, okay, well, for the next month, we're going to just do non-Phobies content. But YouTube, chat, you'll have to tell me if you'll show up for that. Because it's a little silly to be streaming to nobody, right? I mean, I've done that for years, so it is what it is. But speaking of streaming to nobody, not really. This is like the worst segue ever. But I do want to put out there, we do have a new sub goal here on the Twitch stream. If you want to sub on YouTube, yes, please do that. Watch the videos, give me the clicks, give me the, you know, sit through the ads. It does help. Because we did hit 1,000 subscribers. So the new sub goal is if we hit 50 subs, I'm going to do a formal stream. I'm going to rock my pinstripe suit on stream. If you are interested in Phobies tournaments and you want to help support Phobies tournaments, because I'd like to purchase the paid version, it's $8 a month for the paid version of TourneyBot. Come sub on the Twitch stream or donate through Ko-Fi. That's what's going to help keep these things rolling and keep them going. I mentioned the other day that I kind of would do, like, as long as we stay at 10 subs a month kind of thing, like we stay above 10, that I would do it. I don't know if that's really the most, like, I got to think of a more efficient way to handle that. You know what I mean? But it's something that I would like to do because I think it would make it much smoother. If you haven't played in a Phobies tournament, come by the Random Slots Discord, details in there. But speaking of Phobies-related stuff, let's get into it, chat. As we're getting into it, I got to let everybody know that I am, of course, part of the content affiliate program. That means that the Phobies team does, in fact, give me coffee for producing Phobies content. And they provide the prizes, coffee prizes, that is, for the Phobies tournaments, both Monster of the Week and the upcoming Fright Night, which by the time this goes live will quite literally be tomorrow. Hoping that the announcement goes up early this week, so it would have already happened. Let me know, everybody that's living in the future, whether that announcement went up. And we're looking pretty good. We're already almost half full on the event. Usually once the announcement goes live, then we get into like a huge push influx of players. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I did fail to mention that Monster of the Week now sports participation prizes. Just by showing up and playing all the rounds, you will earn coffee. Hashtag just saying. Just putting it out there. Get a little hydrate action. Oh, that was weird. I think my water bottle just farted. That was very weird. Hope the player that come will show. Oh, yeah. Hopefully we don't have any no-shows. There's, of course, going to be a check-in for Fright Night. I've started a check-in process for Monster of the Week. The problem is it's manual, so it's obviously a pain in the butt. It's just kind of a pain in the neck to have to do that, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? This ensures that we have minimal amounts of buys, or, you know, if somebody no-shows or they realize at the last second, hey, I can't play, that's fine. I mean, the no-show's not fine. Don't no-show, no contact. That's just being a jerk. If you sign up and you go, oh no, something came up, I can't play or whatever, that's fine. We'll just let me know or leave the event so that way we can free up the space, and then that way somebody who wants to play can play. We've had that happen a lot where it's like as soon as somebody leaves, the spot backfills. But a lot of people, like, the waiting list in Discord would be manual. The one on Challenge is automated, so you have to. Nobody can sign up if you're consuming the spot. That's the point. All right, let's take a look at them games, chat. We had some really bizarre, I don't want to say quite unhinged games, but we did have some weird ones coming in from Monster of the Week, including, if you haven't watched, if you weren't here for Monster of the Week, Leshy straight up won a game. Leshy won a game. And it was between two really strong players, so it wasn't some BS where, like, oh, well, the game was already over, and it was between two people that were, like, slinging cold salmon at each other or something. It was between two high-level players, and Leshy took over the game. Just saying. Check that out on the Monster of the Week VOD. But pushing Monster of the Week aside for a moment, we are going to look at SirCluelessQ, controlling the board with Leela's buff. Oh, no. Wow, really? The turn one Leela. You know, to be honest, chat, I did try Leela. I think I tried it against Kuro. Like, I think I queued into Kuro randomly on stream. And we tried Leela. Or was it Kuro? No, it was somebody else. It was somebody else, but I think we tried a few too many memes. You know, like, it's fine to go Leela or whatever, but there's a point where it's like, All right, you memed one too many memes. Okay, real talk. Is the Rusty a counter to Doom Doom here? Leela feels funny to play now. Play with Leela or play against Leela? I feel like Leela just needs some more exploration. I don't know if it's broken or not. With, of course. Why is it funny? What makes it funny? What kind of funny? Like a clown? Am I a clown to you? People may not even get that reference anymore. I don't remember the last time I saw you play traps, Master Dark. Yo, are we gonna box in 1, 2, 3, 4? Wait. Are we gonna box in the werewolf? We gonna box in the werewolf? What's this? Is okay. So what I want to call attention to here, SirCluelessQ has only allowed for one defensive attack path. So like this guarantees the disease on the werewolf. That is sick. That is sick. Just completely baited their opponent literally into that trap. Just get Leela'd on. Get Leela'd on. Oh no. The ooh face mushroom doing it again. I get the clown joke thanks to Lethal Joke having these same items. I mean, the line is from a mob movie. Why is there a Tiny Tim? I mean, I kind of get it, but like, I don't really get it. All right, so we got the poison going down on Doom here. Of course, we got the disease. Our hero is sacrificing a fairly significant amount of keys at this point. DT, what's good? You really like that emote, don't you, DT? It is a pretty cool emote, I'm not going to lie. You can get the clown honk in the facility you go in. Yo, speaking of clowns, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. When is that game coming out? I really want to stream that, chat. It's some really horrific nostalgia for me. We'll put it that way. Does it count as nostalgia if it's like horrific? I don't know if that's how that works. I don't think that word applies. Oh man, I was very busy today, chat. I didn't get to get all the work I wanted to get done. Gravedigger, what's good? 3-stream streak. Welcome back. I am testing some new setups, chat. We're going to have some different YouTube content coming down the line in the near future. Some new YouTube content coming down the line in the near future. Got to keep an eye out for that. Maybe I'll let the subscribers know in subscriber chat and Discord. If you're curious, ping me. I'll tell you what's going on. So we are getting the setup. Doom 1, 2. Doom should see this. I think Doom is 3 squares. Is Doom 3 hexes? No, it's not. Is it really only 2? You're really only 2? Jesus, Doom. There's something funny about putting a trap where one active. Honestly, like the mind game, like, there's a level of traps. Like, I don't like traps. I hate them. They just kind of irritate me. I think they're a valid game mechanic, but I think I wish traps, the bug, I've said this on many occasions, I wish the trap cooldown would show on the Phobies, so at least you know they did so. So like you can kind of keep track. It's just, I find it a little too difficult. Even in Arena, I don't know how you would do it in, we got Biscotti. We're going all in on the disease. It's about to get gross in here. We're turning Magnificent into, like, I don't know, the emergency room. I was trying to think of something where a lot of diseases would be. The CDC? CDC does have a lot of diseases, technically. I think I'm pretty sure that's true. Alright, so we've only gotten one disease going. This disease is going to eliminate this werewolf sooner or later. I'm a little surprised that bad guy didn't eat the disease trap. They 100% saw it with that Doom, so I'm a little surprised they didn't eat it just to get it off the board. I mean, they know where it is now, and they will forever know where it is. But Doom Doom is just dead now, isn't it? Wait, did you really just sacrifice Doom Doom? No, you didn't. Okay. Yes, you did. Oh, no, that was double move. That was double move. Never mind. I thought the Inoculus was going to snipe the Doom Doom for a second. I was like, that is savage. But that was not the case. We got 12 keys to 12 keys remaining. Chat, I'm trying not to get too excited because my voice is not going to... It's not going to make it. It's going to slowly become more and more of an ASMR stream as time goes on. I swear to God, I thought they were putting that spa under the trap for a second. That's a goddamn Frosty. Do I plan to abandon a tractor for Monster of the Week? No. I really not. There's literally been zero evidence to ban a tractor. I think the issue with the tractor and a bunch of the other Phobies? Phobies? It sounds like a candy. Tell me Phobies doesn't sound like a candy. Doom Doom getting wrecked by Bachelor. Owls eat bats, don't they? Like, real talk, don't owls eat bats? This seems like the food chain is all messed up. But as far as a tractor goes, we've seen, like, zero evidence that a tractor... We saw more... I think we saw as many flesh crawlers yesterday as we did attractors. I really think the attractor problem... Like, I'm being serious here. If you want a tractor ban, not you, Master Dark, but Royal You. Royal You, if you... Ooh. Our hero's kind of getting bodied here. Do have the disease going on 2 different phobies, though, so there's a chance. And maybe this Biscotti does represent a lot of damage. My match against Potenzia got forgotten, like he pulled the tractor and bow. To me, the issue is you got to prove it. You've got to prove it. And what I may do in future weeks... Wow. Just getting... Couldn't the Evo have not gotten cooked here? Couldn't it have just moved up a space? Because it was on the other lava tile. It doesn't matter, but... to me, it's always... The MO is always going to be prove it. If you think something needs to be banned, crush the tournament with it. Just ruin everything. And prove to me that this thing, it doesn't matter the map, it doesn't matter the opposing composition, nothing matters. It's just too powerful. Oh my God! The double trap! The double... Wow. That would be controlling the board with Leela, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really get the baby snaky, but why the hell not? But yeah, I'm fine if we have to ban a phobia. I think the biggest issue with a tractor is going to be the maps that it appears on. So, like, Lights Out is just plainly an attractor map. I mean, Alien Engineer was saying that in Discord the other day. GG there, SirClueless. GG. By the way, shout out to the Dial avatar. I actually really like that. The Dial avatar is hilarious to me. GG. The Bloat avatar looks like that guy either just crapped his pants and realized it, like he trusted a fart and should not have trusted it, and that's how you end up with that face. Or he is in, like, mid-fart. He pulled a tracker and it made both push and retreat being lose since he could just... So, like, I'm sure there's more context to this, Master Dark. I know we didn't watch the game. But the thing is, like, any powerful phobie can, in this context, be too powerful. So what I'm saying is, because I know that statement probably didn't make a lot of sense. Attractor, if it cut off both your advance and your retreat, well, why did you get into that scenario? Maybe there was no way out of it, but that sort of thing where it doesn't, you're damned if you do or you're damned if you don't, can happen with lots of other powerful phobies. And it all depends on how you... I just joined in bad guy. I have a great taste in avatars. What's good, Dino? It kind of comes down to, like, how easy is it to counter or to prevent these scenarios from happening? And like I said, I'm fine with banning it if we can prove it. What I think I'm going to do going forward is have people post a screenshot of a game where of any time that they win or lose with a watch list phobie. And that way we could expressly look at those to make sure they get caught and examined. Because I don't know... there's no reasonable way to collect the data by hand. I can't manually go watch 36 games and record every phobie, the map, and I mean, I could, but, like, I'm not going to. I did do that for a while. This is not, like, recently, but back in 2022, I was, like, watching games and recording it, and it was an enormous, enormous time sink, like, unreasonable time sink. So I don't really want to do that again. And I would need a subset of trusted people to help me do that, to collect the data. Because if I just put it out there, we're going to get a bunch of people that just don't have, they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, and they're going to screw up all the data. Either duplicating it, entering it wrong, intentionally entering it wrong, stuff like that. Yeah, but that's okay, Master Dark. So the contention I have... Don't know how to use Discord? Are you in the Discord, Syndrome Rap? If you're in the Discord, there's a channel called Highlights and Reviews, and it has all the instructions in there. Basically, there's a Google form in there, and it'll ask you for the information I need. Although I will warn you that there's 49 games in here right now. Technically, there's only 25, but we're only going to do 10 tonight. Can't find you there. If you're in general chat, just as a reminder, this is in my Discord, not in the main Phobies Discord. But I'm posted a link in general chat. But Master Dark, just to finish this, and then we'll get on to the next game. Even if Attractor was the only phobie that could do that in that scenario, that isn't inherently bad. It might be completely okay, because there are tons of other scenarios where X phobie is the only phobie that could do whatever the thing is that we're talking about. You know, like we've watched, what was that one that Onda submitted a while ago, where Onda didn't do it, they got hit by it. Like Frosty froze 4 of their phobies because of like a combination of boops and stuff like that. And it's like, well, Frosty's the only thing that could do that. Now, this sounds a little silly, but the reality is that if we're going to have unique phobies, the goal should be that this phobie is the only one that can do thing, and that it looks amazing in that scenario, because that's the goal, is like you put this phobia on the board, try and engineer the scenario to get the win. Or if you're a Johnny, just try and do weird stuff. I'm not saying that Attractor wasn't oppressively powerful and therefore potentially deserving of a ban in the game you're talking about. That may also be true. But the statement alone that this thing was the only thing that could do this at that point in time isn't necessarily indicative of a needed change. Well, we're going to need, like, don't get me wrong, Master Dark, it's not going to be a singular event of like, oh, well, I mean, I guess it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible for a single event to prove that something needs to be banned. However, I find it unlikely that we're going to get there. Like, we've now done 3 Monster of the Weeks, I think, post-patch. And we've seen like 5 attractors total. Like, and I was tracking the numbers the first few weeks. Well, the first 2 weeks. Yesterday I didn't go back and look because I was busy today. But I went and looked. There were like 3 attractors in the first 2 weeks, and then there might be 2, maybe 3 last night. So that isn't really compelling to me right now. But it isn't the only, like, numbers, sheer numbers aren't the only factor. That's why I created the ban instructions or explanation in Discord. But anyway, we'll come back to it or continue talking. We're back on Magnificent here. drtyBeanWatr sporting the Repeller avatar. What do we got for notes here? That's a droney opener. This also looks like it might be an old game because that droney just like teleported to the middle. What? Oh, I thought all of the games deleted for a second. I was like, what happened? Surprise! I can't yell that, so my bad. Surprise! This game is back from the beginning of the month. I don't think there was a patch in between, but we get a little Charon action. Charon has shown up a lot on this map. I do appreciate it. Did you have the podcast yesterday? What podcast? You mean with Karst? That isn't, like, official or anything yet. Karst was suggesting that they might be able to do it next month, but no, definitely not last night. I probably won't stream that. At least, I won't stream probably the first few episodes if we do more than one. Just so that... What did we talk about yesterday? Monster of the Week. We watched a lot of the games. Although, as Master Dark is pointing out, we didn't watch all of them. I do want to do a Phobies podcast. I've had a whole bunch of ideas in mind, including Oh, baby. Speaking of bans, we've seen more flesh crawlers win than phantoms. We've seen more leshies win than phantoms in Monster of the Week. Hashtag just saying. But yeah, I wanted to try and do a Phobies podcast. I think there's a lot of things to talk about. It's going to depend on, real life scheduling and things like that. I would record the first few offline just so that we can kind of get in the rhythm. I left the game and returned to it. Any opponent I meet has 20 level phobias. It's difficult for people to come back. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Started losing any game because of level. It may require an equalization there, Hisoka, where you probably will lose a bunch of games until you're now back at a level where your stuff is reasonable. If people even play it, play what? Phantom? Or which phobia are you talking about, Master Dark? Because I said like 4 of them. We got a little Cerberus action with Phantom. I think we know where this is going, chat. But to your point, Hisoka, we have seen, like, Cosmos is a meme on the channel. It's X-Cosmos-99 or something like that. Hercules, let's go. They are intentionally not leveling up their phobias. So, like, they have a ton of level 1, literally level 1 phobias. And they're beating people with stress level 100. Which is not necessarily level 20s, but that is a big angry dog right on your doorstep. That's also 7 keys that just got... I gotta see this again, hold on. This is redonkulous. I want to say something more impressive, but this is just absolutely bonkers. The Phantom into Cerberus double hit. The big chonky puppy. The big thick pupper. He thick, boy. He thick. And down goes Hercules. Did someone even play Phantom during the event? Nope. No one's played it. Which is telling? I don't know. But I will tell you that someone played Leshy and won with it. So what does that tell you about Phantom? Realistically, not much. Like, this is me being silly here. Like, I'm quoting these numbers and it's a joke. Nah, it's a new phobia. Not many people have it. I don't know, to be honest. It's entirely possible. People probably just don't have it. People probably just don't have it, but I don't know. Like, the most likely scenario is that that is the case, right? Because if everything's at level 1, you could just, you know, drop Phantom out there. I don't know if it's telling for a phobia that literally started to exist only 2 months ago, but let me tell you this. Leshy has a higher win rate than Shove Shark. And I can tell you people played Shove Shark. How do you feel about that one? Now again, I'm being silly about this because the reality is that there are a lot of other factors in play, but there's a lot of things that I think people are exaggerating about when it comes to phobies and their win rates and their oppressiveness and other things. Now, don't get me wrong, I personally don't like the Phantomas in the game. I can't believe that Blinky didn't kill the Jar. Blinky kills Jar at level 1, right? How much damage is it? Doesn't he do like 450 damage at level 1? Yes, alright, chat's confirming. Yo, we get a creepy devil BeanWatr here? Alright, now I gotta know, BeanWatr. I have to know your name. Are we talking like coffee beans? Or like garbanzo beans? Or lima beans? What kind of beans are we talking about here? Blinky has meatball damage. The good boy goes down, but to be perfectly honest, Cerberus got their value. Jar needs to be more than 3 levels higher, I think. Interesting. Warning, overlevel confirmed on that dude. True. True. The synergy... Wait. No, it wouldn't. I was going to ask if you have an invisible phobia on lava. Wait, did that Jar just really die? That Jar really... Oh my god. Why did that happen? Why? I guess it was needed to kill the Cerberus, but like... okay. I'll read that in a second, Atono. Let me just get through the game. So, I was gonna say, I love... Okay, first of all, I really love the animations on Creepy Devil, and I don't care what anyone says. It's still, like... I understand where the Warthog Pig comes in, but, like, I just don't see it. Also, the Phantomed Creepy Devil, now that's a surprise. You literally can't see that coming. Dude, the value BeanWatr has gotten out of this Phantom and Shove Shark is just astronomical. Phantom is rare? Yes, I believe. Correct. Accurate. I need to get back to my usual trap tomfoolery and creepy... Wait, when did you... I didn't even know you had Creepy Devil, Master Dark. Noxious with a pretty solid hit. I'm definitely stealing that Phantom Invisible combo now that I have a level 1 Sasquatch. That might be extreme. I feel like Creepy Devil is reasonable. Sasquatch is 8 keys, isn't it? Like, real talk, isn't that like 8 keys? It's a lot of keys. Oh, it's a 5 key? Shows you how much I've seen Sasquatch. Get it? I didn't actually intend that one. That was silly. Oh my god, Clinico. Going on a murder spree. Not like it matters, but... Clinico going ballistic. Absolutely bananas. GG. GG. What do we call that? The doorstep? Because you're just dropping them on the doorstep. Special delivery? How about special delivery? What do we feel about that, chat? When you drop a Cerberus or a Creepy Devil I really want to call the Phantom. I want to call Phantom Creepy Devil Christmas in July. I really just want to. I don't know if people will get it, though. I don't know if people will get it. I feel like that one's a little bit of a stretch compared to, like, the heebie-jeebies special. I don't know. Yeah. Clinico is the American healthcare system. All right, so Atona's question. Help me understand Lorcana real fast. Is their tournament structured in a way that you can have a worse record but higher points than any other player? I'm either misunderstanding the system or it's possible that for an 11-11 record to have 11 points, but a 12-2 record to have 20. That seems not correct. So my understanding of Atona, and I can't find the rules. That's the problem. I can't find where it explains how this works. Now, they just ran a $10,000 tournament, and I'm not making that number up. I'm not exaggerating. They crowdsourced it. The $10,000 online tournament yesterday that was running the best of two format. And apparently those oddball scenarios didn't happen, like just the way the matches played out. Like everybody got 2-0'd or 0-2'd or whatever. But the scenario I posted in Discord was from, obviously, another Discord I'm in. And there are hypothetical scenarios that don't seem unreasonable where somebody with a quote-unquote losing record could end up with more points because, and the way I'm interpreting it is, you go like 0-3 in the first 3 rounds. So in Swiss, like for Monster of the Week and Fright Night, for anybody who's played in them or not played in them for that matter, if you lose, you play against other people that lose. So if you go 0-3, you're playing against, quote-unquote, the worst people in the room. Because if you're 3-0, you're playing against other people who kept winning. So what's being suggested is that if you lose a bunch of games, now you're in the loser bracket, essentially, and you have less competition. But if you win your games in a certain fashion, you'll ultimately end up with more points. Which doesn't make any sense. I can't find the rules to explain this. Like, I want to read it for myself because every time I see these hypotheticals put forth, I'm like, they can't possibly allow that. That can't be real. It can't possibly be true, but people keep saying it. All right, what do we got? Oh, my neck. All right, we got somebody new here. Mago? I don't know how to say your name. Kaboom, saving the day. Looks like we have a Onda protege on our hands. Got a little Onda protege. 5-key, 1300 damage hit when invisible at level 1. Honestly, DT, like for 10 keys, that doesn't sound bad. Like, that's going to snipe a lot of things. And the crazier thing is, the whole setup, you can keep your Sasquatch and or Creepy Devil completely safe because you're going to phantom them right up in their face. The buff on Sasquatch and Creepy Devil doesn't last for the turn, right? So it's not like you get your sneak attack, backstab damage, and then it goes back to regular damage. It's not like the turn you uncloak, you're doing 2600 baseline, right? That can't be true. All right, so we get a little shove shark going on. Like, this was... Okay. That was a lot of effort to kill the Finnegan, but, I mean, why not? The counter Finnegan? Alright, this game is weird. What is going on here? Also, the Sucky avatar and the Ogre avatar? You don't see those very often. Oh, those are some rarities. Invisibility damage only works when invisibility is active. Right, but I wasn't sure how it was worded as far as, like, does it confer a buff for the whole turn, which obviously is not true. So your start is 06. If you play 5 rounds, you can finish 4-6 with 8 points, which puts you above the average 5-5 player with 5 points. You won less rounds, you won less games, and your score is still higher than the average player. That's how it sounds. That sounds accurate. Now, obviously, going 06, based on that, it sounds like you would not be able to, you're not going to, like, top 8 or something, but other scenarios where you went 03 and then ended up, how many games did we say? Like, you ended up 7-3 and ended up with more points than, like, a 9-1. That seems dumb. Alright, so we get the Kaboom showing up. Bad Omen? Hold on. What level is this at, chat? This is like, holy crap. Wait, timeout. What? This is what is going on in this game. There is stuff, like, all over the place. We're alternating between level 16 and, like, level 4. Although now I'm clicking on all the ones that are higher level. There's a level 6, there's a level 4. Admittedly, it's the Shove Shark. What? Does Shove Shark have some intestinal distress at the moment? Somebody get this man some Pepto-Bismol. And clear out the bathroom for a while, because, like, that's intestinal distress. Or a kidney stone. Could be a kidney stone. I kind of look like that, chat. It didn't feel good. Thing is, in 5 rounds, the most someone can do is 10-0 with 20 points. Your total points is almost half of the high. But what would it be in Swiss if you did something similar? I don't... It's just so weird. Like, the system just seems bad on its surface. But so, like, I feel like I'm missing something, but it just seems like it's bad. Now that you know I wasn't lying when I said I had Creepy Devil, it's level 12. Interesting. Bonus damage for the first hit when you turn invisible, so the second hit would be 600. That's still 1900 damage baseline. Yo, the boom plays! The boom plays. Yo, his bees back up? Hit him with them bees. Oh, you don't have bees. Honestly, like... Okay, so I assume that our hero didn't go for that because they didn't want to get hit with the sock acid, but I think you just kill the bad omen there. And then, like, muffin the Jin Sting or whatever. Yeah, but, like, if you're in Swiss and you went... So if you... Hold on. Because now it's going to bother me. Like, let's say it was a 10-round Swiss event. So you could have 30 points if you went undefeated. You'll never have 30 points because you would have gone 8-0-2, most likely. But, let's say 30 points. So if you started 0-3, you could end up with 21 points. If you started 0-6, like, you would end up with 12. So you're almost half again. Like, that part doesn't... Like, that all checks out. The part that annoys me is that you could lose... You could have, like, just straight up win less matches, less games, and have more points than someone who won more than you, which seems insane. Like, that just shouldn't work. Like, there's going to be people at major events, if, assuming, again, this is all speculation, because I don't know the actual rules, but, like, if this is true, there's going to be a non-zero number of people that outperform other people in the event and end up placing lower. Like, that's unacceptable for a competition. All right, Master Dark, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. For anybody who's confused what we're rambling about, it's Lorcana, which is a physical card game. Personally, I think sucks, but it's neither here nor there. I didn't pause it quick enough, so I don't know if this was off cooldown, because otherwise you could have just blocked this off, and then, like, could have heebie-jeebie specialed him on defense, I guess. Puff. I feel like Puff should have come out a long time ago. Why is Puff coming out now on, like, turn 70,000? 10 keys to 16. This is so weird. Like, what is going on in this game, chat? This is bizarre. Oh, no. Was this bait? Okay, this might have been bait, chat. This might have been bait, because this Kaboom can connect. What level is a Kaboom? The level 14 Kaboom. Kaboom be kaboomin'. And you can get a double kill here. Yeah, you can't get a double kill now. Unless there's... You can clear these two out. Klepto for good measure. Bad guy still has 9 keys and does have a pretty threatening team and a panic point advantage at this point. This is a very interesting Moai game, which is something that I never thought I'd say because Moai sucks. Alright, so we do get the heebie-jeebie special going. I do I do like this push. This definitely makes sense. I don't know that I love the Klepto there. I think the Klepto should have been in between the Kaboom and the Stabby, because then it can threaten something that comes in to try and attack the Stabby and can still, of course, swing in to hit the heart next turn. I really want this Kaboom to hit the heart. I really want that to happen. There's only 3 turns left in this game. What is the Kaboom doing? That's a cupcake. Kaboom hits the heart. Oh, I love it, chat. Alright, this is a Moai push I can get behind. This is a Moai push I can get behind. That's a Kaboom connecting with the heart. Honest to God, I don't know that I've ever seen that. Other than, like, oh, the Kaboom accidentally hit the heart because it was blowing up something else. This was clearly intended. Kaboom, going face. It was like Wile E. Coyote levels of he mailed himself the bomb by accident. That's a cupcaked up Hercules. It was 4-1 panic points. Obviously, it's not going to be very soon. Get the splash chaining out there. Well done. That's way too much good guy. Too many good guys still standing right in front of your heart. Yeah, you're not walking away from that one. Completely unnecessary, beating the crap out of Hevo, but who cares? Hevo deserved it, I guess. So assuming 10 rounds, you can go 0-6 in the first 3 rounds. Still get 14 wins for 28 points. The average 16-point win record, assuming as many Game 2 wins as Game 1 wins, is only 24 points. That seems really bad. GG there, Mega. GG. I need to reread what Atona's saying to, like, understand. So assuming 10 rounds, you can go 0-6 in the first 3 rounds. So you went 0-2, 0-2, 0-2. And still get 14 wins for 28 points. Yeah, so you 2-0 the rest. So you went 7-3 overall. The average 16 win record, assuming as many Game 2 wins as Game 1 wins, is only 24 points. I gotta see this laid out. Like, it's now, like, because it's such a departure from anything that resembles logic or sanity, I gotta write it down. Because I can't picture it in my head. I generally agree that it seems like this other system is just lollipop. But maybe it's just me. Well, it's obviously not just me. Succubus, you're killing me here. Is this game on the profile? It looks like it is still. Should be. Oh, from the 6th. Okay. Favorite your games, people, please. SuccubusAloo, our hero. Simple strategy, FT dub. For the W. The win, if you're unfamiliar with the common parlance. Shout out to everybody out there listening to, tuning into 9501 Phobies ASMR. Do people even listen to the radio anymore? Like, is that actually a thing? I don't think I've listened to my radio in, no joke, like 20 years. And I don't think I'm exaggerating. I legitimately don't think I've consciously, actively listened to the radio in 20 years. Maybe longer. So all of you tractor fans out there are going to be excited. Getting a tractor coming down out of our hero. Birkin as the counter. We'll see how this works out. Birkin cooldown, of course, significantly longer than a tractor. I don't know if that's really... Is this going to work out the way you want it to? Seems like our hero is more than willing to let that happen, so a tractor is a glorified Inoculus at this point. Also, best of 2 creates a lot of draws. I think that a lot of edge cases bank on your win-loss record not having draws, and that your win-loss record is naturally better than some. I don't know how they handle draws, because like if every win is 1 point, what's a draw count as? Half a point? I'll be honest, I've checked out of Lacana a while ago. Like, I just really don't like the game. I also really don't like these kidney stones that are continuing to develop on me, chat. I can feel it literally right now. I gotta call the doctor in the morning. Again. Getting tired of this crap. So we get a fire ant out of our hero here. Bad guy now has to choose between which is the larger of the two evils, fire ant or tractor. I think I know which one I'd pick. Spoiler alert, it's unicorn. No, I'm kidding. It's not true. Yeah, that seems logical, putting the trap there, because this Furkin's going to want to continue to interact. This is a decent place for it to be. Admittedly, you're going to have to pull the fire ant back, because there's no way bad guy's going to advance that spot while fire ant's on the sting, right? Even before you consider the trap, like, that's just... You're asking for terrible things to happen. This feels like another strange game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, how did this Henrietta connect with this Stabby? Like, why did this happen? Clinico is already on the board, so I guess it kind of doesn't matter, but it's just weird. Okay. I don't know why that happened. So our hero with panic point control also able to inch up, possibly set up an attractor pole off of the Gravedigger statue. There's some plays to be had there. Like right here, you drop the statue, you move the attractor down, you yoink, you probably get the Gin Sting and with the fire ant off the stem. Certainly is a game. Of all the games, this is one of them. Of all the games of Phobies. Yep. I figured Succubus saw this one. That's a, air quotes, free Gin Sting. The only thing that kind of makes sense about that Gravedigger break, I guess, is now the Firkin can go down there instead of where the trap quite obviously is. But, like... Okay, the Gravedigger dies. Ooh, the Doom counter. Okay. We've seen 2 Dooms against trappers. The first one didn't work out. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this one's probably not working out either. Fire Ant with the cooked spider. Fire Ant's cooking spiders. That feels like we're watching National Geographic. It's Animal Planet, chat. Can't do the David Attenborough voice. Not right now, my throat is killing me. It actually doesn't hurt, it just obviously doesn't feel right. Well, 1-1 round would be a round draw in every other situation. It's a game win and a game loss in Lorcana. No care to what the round standing is. The thing is, an equal amount of 2-0s and 0-2s is better than many 0-1s. 4-4 where you put you ahead of every 4-4. Bunch of 1-1s, but all the same amount as 1-1s already. Yeah, it just becomes really weird that... There's literally nothing Ravensburger has done that I agree with. I think all of their ideas have been bad. From the game design, to the game rollout, to the game support, to the tournament organization. Literally everything seems bad. I don't know what Bad Guy's plan is here when our hero has... Whatever. Dute, what's good? I don't know what to say here. Like, what is Bad Guy's plan with this invade here? Like, even if it wasn't this hematic, there's 8 keys, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 3 spots. Like, there are so many things that could show up. I mean, Succubus probably could have put more on the board if they wanted. Put a Gesundheit on the board. Probably kill it. People always use Doom against my Fire Ant, kind of annoying. Honestly, on this map, it might be a necessity. Doesn't work much. We've seen a lot of Dooms lose. Like, we've seen people who play Trap Phobies go up against Doom, and then the hero wins. I don't know how much of that is just Doom plain sucks, or people still not knowing how... Oh, I thought that was a double kill. People not knowing how to properly manage the traps, but I don't know how you fight Fire Ant on this map, other than, like, Akira. Or setting up your own attractor or something. In that tournament, if you look at all the records, 6th place or 11th place, all the same amount of points. They all have identical records. If the difference between 6th and 11th is just tiebreakers, that might be an issue. I mean, that's no different than regular Swiss, then. Like, that's not an uncommon scenario. To have, like, somewhere, but depending on the size of the event. Because they cut to top 8 out of, like, 400 people, so that's an issue to begin with. But if you... Like, a top 8, it's not unreasonable to have a bunch of people at XY on the bubble, and then you just lose on breakers. Which is all to say, what are they doing? Like, what is the point of this? The only advantage right now is if... GG. Taking them down. GG, Succubus. Like, the only advantage of this system is that by running 2 games and creating an equal Swiss system. So, like, if we assume, and I don't think it's true, but if we assume that this best of 2 system is equal to, like, as far as placing and breakers and stuff like that, a best of 3 system, you have effectively cut 1 game out from every match over the course of the day, which will then shrink the event. So instead of having to have, you know, a 15-hour event, you could finish it in 12 or 10 or whatever. I don't think that's true because, I mean, we've already laid out a bunch of scenarios where people are going to have higher amounts of points despite losing more games or winning less games, however you want to look at it. I know people probably don't care about this stuff. Uh-oh, what just happened? I wasn't looking at it. Ooh, we got bits from Tindem Rap. Shout out to Tindem Rap. Thank you for them 100 bits. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Oh, this game may not even be on the profile anymore. It might be. Let's see if they favorited it. I just wanted to see. Yeah, it is. It is. Alright, so shout out to Kursosame. Blue Trunks, but not the winner of this game. So the notes here is, I was expecting something, but not this. Well done. Shout out to anybody who ever submits a loss. This happens to be one. So we'll see what happens here. This is a game going back to last month. I just heard something really weird. I don't know what that was. What I don't know is I need to run numbers on this. Is if there's a minimum number of rounds you need to run to balance that out, that issue, or if the issue gets worse with more rounds. Like, that's an important thing to know. Now, to keep in mind, I'm assuming it improves the more rounds you run. That's also a phantom, by the way. The reason I say that I think it gets better the more rounds you run is because they're only running this system at higher level events. Like, they're Pro Tour level events, essentially. They're not telling people to run it for locals. So I presume they did the math and that's how it works out. So I do have to ask Kursosame, why did you open squiggles? Why is that a thing? I don't get that one. It seems weird. Getting a couple takedowns here, though, so there is that. Cooking a cat. Bad guy has 11 keys, though. They got them 11 keys, though. Yeah, I didn't know, but I had a feeling. Hold on. Could bad guy not have... 1, 2, 3... Okay, so they did have to be there. I was going to say, I thought they could be one space closer, but either way, that's a high five all up on your heart. This is a decent example of many problems with Phantom. Like, there's... I wonder how many maps... I don't know, this is hard to explain because... Honestly, I don't like a lot of the early Phobies maps. There are a ton of maps that exemplify tons of issues with Phobies. In the initial release, and then some of the other early releases. So, like, Lights Out was a early rollout. Crypto was an early rollout. Moai was in the first patch. Like, these are not good maps. Now, not every map is going to be perfect. Some are going to be better or worse. Some favor certain strategies. I'll like some. I won't like some. Whatever. But I wonder how many maps were operating under the assumption that you can't just drop high five into their lap. The obvious answer should be, hey, they're banking. I should push the board. But you can't always do that. Like, sometimes that's just not an option to figure out. You know what I mean? Now, our hero definitely making some plays to try and save this. Got a sheep coming down. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I mean, we know it's not enough, but... It could be that you may be able to get more rounds, but you need 1.5 times the amount of rounds for the numbers to work themselves out, which makes having shorter rounds meaningless. Yeah. Ugh, the Bad Omen follow-up, that's actually a good play from Bad Guy. Like, that's a good heads-up play. Body blocking twice, both with the Snowball and previously with the Phantom, like, they knew. This seems like a pocket strat from Bad Guy here. Like, they know. They know. I don't think... I don't think it's possible to even kill the high five right now. Like, the bad omen really sealed the deal here. Look at that, 61 damage. 92 damage. That is pathetic. Alright, so we are going to try and get the boom to connect here. But even that, like, that's just not enough. It's not enough damage. The high five eats it and lives to just crush our hero's face. Like, I think there is a discussion to be had about Phantom. Personally, I don't like the phobia. I don't like the idea of Phantom existing. I don't know what bad guy's doing here other than BMing, but maybe there was an event at the time. I don't know. Like, why is that happening? That just doesn't need to happen. I don't like Phantom and I don't like Shove Shark because I think they break fundamental rules of the game, which is, in the grand scheme of things, that's fine. It's like, okay, the game was this, now it's this. And as I've said before, you just have to decide, are you still enjoying the game? It's different than before, but we're never going to go back to the old game. So, do you like the new one or not? And part of game design is pushing the envelope to try and find new ways to break the game, but in a fun way. So I'm not inherently opposed to these ideas, but I've always felt like this is why part of the reason Akira was so goddamn powerful is because it moves your own stuff. Akira would be powerful enough if it just moved all of theirs, let alone yours. I think they had it move yours as a balancing thing to be like, oh, well, you'll accidentally pull some of your guys into a pit. No, you won't. It'll never happen. Not if you can help it. So it's the same sort of thing where it becomes the same sort of thing here with Phantom and Shove Shark, that the movement, the plus movement is just busted. By the way, since it came up in my Monster of the Week games, I played 3 times in Dearly Departed. I chose it 2 times, and once was chosen by the opponent. The game I lost. The reason is because I feel like I generally have a high win rate in that map and feel confident. Besides, I just hate small maps in general more. That's fair. It was interesting. Like, a lot of people chose Dearly Departed. Like, that was a very, very popular map. Excuse me. Like, Dearly Departed and, it was mostly Dearly Departed. I forget what the other map was, but it was one of the other big ones. It was one of the popular ones. All right, we got a Mech-ode game, so this ought to be hilarious. Mech-ode, the resident meme master. All right, we got Mech-ode, as mentioned, the meme master. If you haven't seen the Jackalope game from Mech-ode, go check that out. Mech-ode trying to outdo themselves every time. Here on Rush Hour, what are the memes in store? We got a little Haffy. The notes are just, it's a surprise! Exclamation point. I can't really exemplify the emotion at this point in time. Akira was powerful. Well, I mean, it's clearly worse than it was before, right? It's pretty unique and fun. I love maps. 3 contested panic points as Abyss conveyors. True. Every cool stuff. It's interesting. I was talking about it, and I don't know if you heard it when you were watching the VOD for Dute, but, all right, Mech-ode with the Jackalopes. The Jackalope Emperors, I dubbed them the other night. Part of me wants to ban Dearly Departed the next time it comes around, just so people won't always pick it, just to, like, force people onto other maps, but I'm building out the map pools such that it's really just, we're going to eliminate the terrible maps. We're just going to focus on getting rid of bad maps. If it turns out, hey, we have an amazing map pool and Dearly Departed is part of it, but we still have, like, we still have tons of other maps to go around and not have to worry about it, then okay, I'll consider it then, but otherwise, who cares? It's fine. The Jackalope King! I don't know that I love putting the king up that close. It could, I think you probably... Wait, really? They're not going to do it? I was going to say, like, you kill the Jackalope King, send in Droney, even though you're going to end up a key negative trade, the power down because your opponent invested in other Jackalopes ends up being more significant. Jackalope King is kind of a cupcake situation if you really think about it. I've said on many occasions that people, they want Jackalopes buffed, but I'm not sure that you want them buffed. Like, imagine if Jackalope King, like, somehow was good enough to be like, oh, you have a Jackalope out on the board. Well, now it's a permanent cupcake. Because the buff even, like, what level is this? Well, this is level 3. But it gives 133 damage. So that's 152. 170. Like, we're not talking... this is level 13, for God's sake. Like, this is not a lot of damage. This is like a pathetic amount of damage. But imagine if it was, like, plus 400 damage. That could be significant, right? I don't know that we want that world. Bad guy with the Crushmore play. Wait, what? Okay. Mech-ode, the Jackalope Emperor, I'm telling you. Okay, real talk. Mech-ode rocking the Misanthrope avatar. It's not a joke. This is not a game. It's Misanthrope all day, every day. Smash the jack with the obstacle. Didn't know that worked. Yeah, it only, obviously only comes up once in a blue moon. Not even then. Like, this is like Halley's Comet level of almost never happening. And Misanthrope 20 damage buff was too much. I think one of the more interesting things I've found in Phobies is that, like, the avatars look so different from the Phobie models. It's just kind of interesting to me. I mean, I understand why, but it's just kind of weird. Also, are we on, like, theme, tribal theme resurrect Phobies? We were talking last night, I think it was, about potential resurrect buffs, and I think that the resurrect buff should have like a Thorns aura sort of thing, where like if you step on the bone, something bad happens to you. So it's like a trap, but you know the trap is there. Maybe that's too much, but like all the resurrect Phobies need help. Also, our hero is just mauling bad guy's heart with jackalopes. Imagine being in bad guy's timeout. This has got to be part of the thumbnail. Look at Misanthrope right now. Even he is shot. He's like, how the hell did I get here? How did I get here? What? What am I doing here? This is ridiculous. I think I might title that the, like the title of the, what am I doing here? No, it's going to be records. It's going to be like all those bad movies where it's like record scratch. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Yeah, exactly. DT's got it. Flopsy was also pogging. What were they? I didn't see it. I'll see it when I took, like, that's what part of the reason I paused, so I could take notes. Like, I'm going to use this. Mech-ode with the BM, just beating up Temptress because reasons. Ugh. Daisy's good. Ted and Jill are fine. Terror's good. I don't think Pterodactyl or Ted and Jill are that good. Like, Ted and Jill have a very, very minor niche, which is fine. I think Pterodactyl probably stand for a buff. Obviously, all the jackalopes are bad, but that's a different reason. Oh, it's my wife moving around. I thought the dog knocked something over. GG there, Mech-ode. Mech-ode. The Jackalope Emperor. Alright, chat. I don't know how many more games we can do. How many are we up to? 5, 6. Alright, we might be able to do the last 4. What's the dog doing? Right now, she's probably laying on my bed, taking a nap. For the last few weeks, she's been back to, like, she used to always come to bed with us and then, like, sleep at the foot of the bed or something. Usually she was in my spot or my wife's spot, and we'd have to move her. She was not happy about it. But then she'd sleep on, like, the foot of the bed for part of the night, and then she'd go down to her bed, and then, like every dog, do rounds around the house kind of thing. But then she kind of, like, stopped for a long time. She didn't want to be in the bed. So, now she's back in the bed. Reasons. I don't know. Who knows what thoughts go on in the puppy's head. Alright, we got some longer games coming at you. We got Hordzz. A little Hordzz action here on Xylo. Refined SuccubusAloo meta. Those are words. That's a lot of words. That's a Prometheus. So is Prometheus like Rocket Man Inside Out? Because I'm assuming Rocket Man has, like, the teeth on the inside and then the eyeball on the outside. Alright, this is a thing. Bad guy with a very bold strategy here. Prometheus into Fire Ant. Wait. Huh. Why the hell not? Xylo sucks as a map, so why not do something wild? What is Rocket Man and Prometheus's idle animation? Like, is the human trying to remove the alien from its head or what? Honestly, I don't know if there's a human left anymore. The reason I say that is because you can't really see anything underneath, like when they move around or anything. So I wonder if they've been completely consumed. I always looked at it as the, like, you know how someone with long hair will, like, twirl their hair just as, like, they're just sitting there and, like, they're like, I'll play with my beard, or people will bite their nails or whatever. It's just like a thing you do idly. I always looked at it as like they're twirling their hair or tentacle or whatever it would be referred to as. We do get the poison going down on Chuck, a tractor that's coming much closer to our standard Xylo meta. Repeller putting in work on the old creepy guy there. What are Prometheus's stats? So this is a level 8 Prometheus. I don't know offhand like where it fits breakpoint wise, but I feel like it's got a pretty high amount of HP for a 4 key. Walking animation is kind of creepy if you consider the aliens using the human body to walk in a goofy way. I don't know, cool design. It is a cool design, but it's not creepy to me because if you has 1.6k HP, what, at level 1? So that's about Crushmore level. Crushmore Klepto level. The reason that Prometheus and Rocket Man are not creepy to me is because when they walk, it just reminds me of the Bushwhackers from old WWE. It might have been WWF back then, before they got sued. Like, that's how old it is. But it just reminds me of the Bushwhackers coming out for their tag team match. Oh, 1800 health. That's pretty chunky for a 4 key, right? All right, so we get a little Phantom versus Akira. Okay, so we boop the Rusty forward. Is that worth? This is notable because the Akira now would, like, this play would not be possible if it was old Akira, because old Akira would immediately kill this Chuck. Also, we're going to see 2 games tonight with Phantomed Serb. 2 games with Phantomed Puppy. That puppy's hungry, and it's coming in the house. gonna rub its ass all over your carpet. Depends, Misanthrope. I usually go by either averages or, you know, like try and find common ones. Obviously, Misanthrope is a little less common, right? That's just... Wait, what? Okay, okay. That makes sense. For anybody who's curious why they didn't just double hit the heart is because the Finnegan would have just immediately killed the Cerberus. It would have just booped it into oblivion. But now, like, where is that Akira gonna go? It's like, nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Honestly, I don't even know if they kill the Cerberus here. Okay, they have help. Yeah, that Cerberus is dead. Wait, it's not? Are you serious? No, you can't let that... What? No. You can't let that live? Oh my God, bad guy. First of all, you're about to get booped into oblivion here. You're gonna boop the spider. Yeah, you're gonna kill the attract. Is that enough? That's interesting that it pushed it sideways, but I guess that makes sense. Little bees action. Cerberus going ham. Oh my God. The carnage. That is a visual bug. That's been happening since... it might have happened when it was first released, but I don't know. I think it did. Yeah, that... If Wiggy was Casso, Cerberus would have died. Yeah. And they obviously have Cassowary, so... And how much? Yeah. I think bad guy just got caught by the... like, oh, well, Wiggy does more damage, so I have to use that. And then maybe, I don't know if this was an arena game. I didn't catch it as we zoned in. Like, maybe they ran out of time when they realized it wasn't enough and couldn't undo. But at this point, like, the game is sealed, right? That's a 4-to-1 panic point advantage. I don't know if Smiley was necessary, but sure. Chuck is just, like, completely controlling the entire board. You got a Repeller. You got Shove Shark to do this. This was busted. This was sick. I don't know that the Rusty on the Attractor was necessary, but it probably was. Realistically, the whole thing came down to Phantom. So, for all of you... Oh, Christ. Yeah, my throat's not going to last yet. All right, so what I was going to say is for all of you Phantom haters out there, which would you rather see on this map? Akira and Attractor stare downs? With the occasional like Evo 2.0 boop? Or would you rather see Phantom plopping Cerberus to rub its ass all over somebody's carpet? Is this really happening? Yo, the Phantom Blaze! I think I would have diseased the Fire Ant, though. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know that it matters. I guess getting the spider makes sense, because once the spider's off the board, like, nothing else matters, right? Like, they can't realistically interact, because it will just die. Whatever it is. Because the Chuck will just sit on the stem, and then you can bully them out with a Repeller eventually. Cassowary gets cooked. And by cooked, I mean it died to poison. Or disease, or whatever. Whichever one it was. I'm only hating Phantom till I get it. Fair. Fair. A little hydrate action. It's a double-edged sword, chat, because I need to drink water to flush the kidney stones, but it hurts more. It hurts more. Yo, this Shove Shark. The value. The value. Bad guy's slow and inevitable demise. Not like this. Not like it matters. Spider goes down. Smiley take the middle point. Chuck threatening the fire ant. Hero just choking out bad guy here. Repeller has a different idle animation from Innocuous and Attractor. Interesting. I'll have to watch for it. I feel like I should have noticed that. I noticed all these other weird quirks about the Phobie animations and stuff. Cut Spawn, what's good? Welcome. Welcome. Like, I pointed out Shove Shark's eyes are green. You can see it much more easily when it attacks because it, like, swells up to colossal size for reasons. Shout out to Hordzz. Just ending the game right away instead of dicking around. Shout out to Hordzz. GG. Repeller has him looking back while the others have the unfunctioning eye. Oh, the thing where, like, they take the eye out and pop it a couple times to get it working again. All right, we got a few more, chat. Not too many more. We'll probably call it early because I need to rest my voice. I probably won't stream tomorrow, and it looks like I might miss my Friday stream next week. Tomorrow is just simply because I'm losing my voice, and, like, I want to rest my voice as much as I can next week in preparation for Fright Night. I really don't want to, like, completely lose my voice Friday night or something. That would be really bad. We will see. I'll let people know in Discord. Chat, we're back on Magnificent. I thought it was Xylo again for a second. Bronze Elf. The carb is the word. You know, there's so many things to unpack with these notes. The carb, when we clearly saw it was Cerberus as the MVP zoning in. Spoiler alert. And it's supposed to be the bird is the word. So, like, I don't... What is happening? What do I think of Phantom? Oh, you picked a time, Cut Spawn. You picked a moment in time. I'm not a fan of Phantom. Not because it's bad, but because I think it's problematic for the game. I don't like what Shove Shark and Phantom do to the game. I think it allows for, like, it might be fine, both of them, long term. I need to, like, fine in the sense of, like, you could not like the game with them added. That's fine. Like, if you prefer the game before they were added, that's fine. Like, that's just, you like this, you don't like that, or you like this more, you like that less, whatever. That's fine. And they might be fine overall, like, from a power level perspective, but it just feels like the plays they enable feel exceptionally silly. Like, they shouldn't be possible. But the thing is in every single one of these games where we've seen Phantom go bananas, we've yet to see a Firkin. No one has put a Firkin on the board. We saw a Firkin tonight, but against a Tractor and Fire Ant, not Phantom. So it's hard for me to say, like, oh, well, especially Phantom compared to Shove Shark, who has a much lower cooldown, obviously. Cheaper and doesn't have as far-reaching an impact, at least immediately. It's difficult for me to say, oh, well, Phantom is broken, if nobody's putting in and even trying what is quite clearly intended to be a counter. Like, imagine if somebody put Heartbreaker on the board, and then you don't go, like, you don't have a Firkin. You have two options. You either need to get up on that Heartbreaker, or you need to back off. Like, you could have a third option, which is deactivated. Phantom is much cheaper. You know, it's going to be more difficult. Like, if they go Phantom and you try and answer with Firkin, it can be very challenging. Because, like, imagine on this map, for example, the Phantom could be... if the goal is to use Phantom to port something from the vault, it kind of has to be in the general area of where whatever the hell Charon's doing right now. Bubble, toil and trouble, I guess. I don't know. So, like, he kind of has to hang out here, so then it kind of constrains him, so therefore maybe you can hit him with the Firkin or whatever. But if Phantom decided to go up by, like, the cat, the numbskull, and the gravedigger up here, and then port something, like, it comes out quick enough and moves quick enough that you could probably run away from a Firkin with this. Heartbreaker costs more, so it's just going to be more challenging to do that. We're now going on 3 Cerberus Phantom games in one night, chat. And you know what's funny? None of them are going to make the thumbnail. None of them are going to be on the thumbnail. And I bet all of them are going to be pissed. 100% of them are going to be pissed. Because I bet everybody who submitted a game with a Phantom Cerberus is like, oh, this is going to be sick. This is so sweet. To me, this is the kind of phobia that kind of ruins the fun. We'll for sure find insane combos. Firkin won't always be able to counter it. I mean, I agree. Firkin's going to be a challenge, but I've yet to see anybody even try it. I've yet to see anyone even try it. Because the thing is, you're not... And I don't think you should be able to just stop somebody. I think that is more anti-fun than a lot of the other options. Like, if you're able to slam Firkin down and just go, yep, you can't use your cool phobia. Ever. Like, that sucks, right? If you're the other person. It might be balanced, but that doesn't mean it's fun. However, if you make it more strategic in that, hey, I can disable your cool phobia for a time, buy myself some time, and then try and, you know, now we have to engage with the game differently so that we can try and move it forward. That's more interesting, both as a player and from a game dev perspective. So I think that... Did that really just happen? Did this really just happen? Yeah. Those are both from Bronze Elf. Whoa. Cerberus beaten feet. Phantom Blondie would be lethal. I'm sure people will do it. I mean, there's a lot of things. We've seen Phantom with Kabooms. We've obviously seen Phantom with Cerberus. We'll see him with Blondies. There's lots of things you could do. Hell, it could just be regular Hydra. The thing is that Phantom does also represent another way to break stalemates, because it's like, eventually, I will plop something in your lap that's going to ruin your day. So, like, you need to do something. You can't just wait. Or if you're going to wait, you need to set up with a very particular defense in order to not get annihilated. Which is... like, okay, that's a thing, I guess. This is not a map I would have anticipated Heebie-Jeebie special working. No, me either, because you needed the double. The double. I wanted to say a McDouble, but then I was like, wait, is there like a way to make McDouble into a Vendy double somehow? But I couldn't think of something. Also, the Cerberus lived. I think bad guy would have been better off if they had just attacked the Cerberus with the foul. I presume they wouldn't have killed it, but like the fact that, again, that the Cerberus lived. You can't let Cerberus... If you're going to engage a Cerberus, you need to kill it. You can't walk up to a Cerberus and be like, all right, buddy, we're just going to Rochambeau. You're going to punch me. I'm going to punch you. Oh, wait, you're just going to punch me and I'm going to die. That's what happens. By the way, Phantom may be live again at this point. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. Lol. Lamau, even. Hey, Lamau. You can't let this thing live. Honestly, while these Cerberus plays seem bonkers and they seem hilarious, truthfully, they are probably among the tamest things that could happen with Phantom. I feel like the Phantom plays have only begun to scratch the surface. That is bonkers. I mean, how many other games have we watched where Cerberus actually connects 6+ times? It just doesn't happen. It just plainly doesn't happen. Sparky, my guy. Why did Sparky, like, go hallucinogenic there for a second? That was weird. That was pretty weird. Alright, chat. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll stretch my legs for a second. I'll be back. We'll do a few more games, and then we'll call it a night. I'm going to put a game on, put on this person, because why not? I'll be right back. Don't go away. Alright, chat. We're back. Let's get to it. Normally, I'd BS a little bit more, talk about whatever, but I'm not gonna make it. Okay. Pain is our hero here. Potenzia, a regular, is showing up as bad guy. This game is against one of my favorite players, Potenzia 2. Looks like he kind of threw the game, which makes me wonder why. Well, I'm gonna learn today. This is a 9-turn game, chat. This is a 9-turn game. This is kind of a bizarre opener from our hero here. I was about to say that I assume the mistake from Potenzia is happening soon. I mean, it obviously has to. There isn't much left of the game, but like, then I realized the mistake probably happens on turn 8 or 9. Probably on turn 9. In order to throw. Like, they surrendered after they threw, kind of thing. We'll see. So our hero, a more methodical approach, got 2 1-movers on the board. Mario and Luigi showing up for our orange player. Cyclops action. Somebody was talking about real monsters in relation to Cyclops. I forgot which character, but I honest to God forgot that show existed. It's been so long. It's been so long I forgot that show existed. Oh, going after the cassowary. I was about to say, like, that's not enough damage to kill the Inoculus, or it shouldn't be, but pretty aggressive push from our orange player here. This... Okay, I was about to say, if the cassowary lives, I can see where the throw is. Can you kill the Gin Sting? That's 5 hits. That might be a dead hematic, and if it is, like, that's a big deal. I presume that Potentia miscounted here. This may seem weird, but like Tickles and Snowball are obviously not representing a lot of melee damage, so even if this Noxious comes in, it's gonna get cooked, and yeah, there it is. GG. That is a pretty big tempo loss. I don't know that it was 100% over, but certainly wasn't good. Chi-chi. Yeah, I'm assuming that was just an arithmetic error. I feel like Potentia must have thought that they were gonna survive that somehow. Ugh. Tired. All right, Classy Clown 5, the 5th Classy Clown. Big Metal Bird go burr. Is that meme still a thing? Is that meme still a thing? Things going burr. I feel like I haven't heard that in a long time. It's an older meme, sir, but it checks out. Alright, so our hero presented with the opportunity to spider bite the cassowary. Not going with it, we're going to get potentially a battle of the bugs in the north. Maggie versus Henrietta. Oddly enough, the fly wins that fight? Sort of. But that's a 4-to-1 panic point advantage. Very, 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 very quickly. Bad side, alright. Hero banked up to 7. What is Shove Shark gonna boop here? It's clearly booping something. It's an oopsie baby. Honestly, every time I see a Phantom or Shove Shark do something like this, I feel like this is what the design intent was. They want stuff like random one-movers such as Oopsie Baby or Cerberus to get used. But what's going to end up happening is we're going to get way more oppressive things happening. Alright, so Oopsie Baby's up in the thick of it. 4-to-3 panic point advantage. Squashing the fly. Power down on the bad side. How big is that power down? 17 damage. What the hell are we looking at? These are some very strange phobia levels. We got a bunch of level 5s showing up, and then some level 13s and 10s. It's weird. I don't know that I really want Firkin against Oopsie Baby. I feel like you just live with the power down, right? Like, I don't know if Firkin's really how you want to respond to this. I do love that Shove Shark is yet to move because it's just parked there and be like, nah, this is my job now. I don't think that Klepto can die, but it's not going to be very happy if everything lays into it. Pterodactyl and Creepy taking down the Wiggy. Sure, why not? We've seen a lot of pterodactyls tonight, chat. Way more pterodactyls than we've seen in the past for some reason. Ooh, we're getting the body block here. That's, guess that's okay. I mean, it's gonna be trivial to clear this cowbell out. That doesn't feel like it did anything. However, the Firkin's now going to be exposed due to the Oopsie Baby's range. I feel like Bad Guy didn't think this cunning plan all the way through. Like, the frickin' just dies. Why? It seems like such a waste. Oh my god. It's not Phantom, but we did get a Shove Shark into Blondie. And then Blondie taking a trip on the conveyor belts. You love to see it. Bad guy, you're in a bad place right now. Blinky. Arguably a biblically accurate cherubim. Kinda, sorta. This is a ballsy move with the pterodactyl. Getting that deep. I don't know about that one. Honestly, you could have... 1, 2... No, you couldn't have. You wouldn't have been able to reach. Never mind. I was going to say put the Blondie in the center and power down, but you wouldn't have reached. Bad guy flipping the script with a 5-2 panic point advantage, but, Yeti. I mean, if you freeze the pterodactyl and kill it, it just dies. You don't have to step on it, so there is that, but... I don't know. Boop! Is this what we've been waiting for to get these, like, power-down-centric strategies, chat? Have Shove Shark and Phantom been what we've been waiting for? Barzilla? Okay. I mean, I kind of get it because you can thaw. And because of the conveyor belt, you're going to be in range to just hit it twice, immediately thaw. Bad guy just seemed like they had no idea what to do this whole game. Once the Oopsie Baby came down, the game just, like, stopped, and Bad Guy went, whoa, what are we doing here? Yeah, like, you're gonna thaw this then kills Bad Side, Oopsie, Blinky... Blinky's theirs, never mind. I don't know, a bunch of stuff is gonna die this turn. Well, maybe not as much as I thought, but Bad Guy is still powered down. I don't think Grimes is the answer either. Like, I don't even understand why Grimes showed up. This is actually pretty cool. Like, in all seriousness, the whole idea of getting these power down phobies, like, is it crazy to think that there's a chance for Boo Fairy? Because one of the largest issues with Boo Fairy is not just, hey, I'm a glass cannon that powers stuff down. It's, I'll never get there because I'm a glass cannon that powers stuff down. Like, I'll never get on top of you to do it because I'll get blown up on the way in. Phantom and Shove Shark change that. Phantom and Shove Shark make that maybe viable. Also, shout out to our hero for recognizing you can just go for the hard here. Look at that. Even with all their stuff up, there's just not enough. There's so much HP between these two. And then you also have Pterodactyl and Oopsie, and, like, it's just not happening. I think Bad Guy just wants Grimes to reap once. This does, if you move the Klepto, this does, wait, what? My guy, you can't body block with Boom. That... Okay. Okay. GG. Classy Clown taking it down. GG. Although you don't have to kill her, guys. Classic. You'll get the resources anyway. GG. Alright, chat. What are we up to? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll do one more. Wait, was that the 10th? It might have been the 10th. Hold on, let me recount. 1, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, Classy Clown was actually the 10th. Classy Clown was actually the 10th, and that's probably as good a timing as any because I don't think my voice could hold out much longer, chat. That's going to do it for tonight. We might have a variety stream tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how my voice is doing. We do have Fright Night coming up next week. If you haven't signed up, go hit up the sign up link in the Random Thoughts Discord. It's where you hear about tournaments first. I already said all this stuff. I'm not going through it again. My voice is bothering me. I'm just going to call it a night. Appreciate everybody coming out. Until next time. As always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time for more Random Thoughts.